Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are doing the long-awaited 2022 planner lineup. I'm filming this right after I filmed my second winter haul video, so there's like half a month left in 2022. I know people put these videos out earlier sometimes. I had to wait for some stuff. There's actually one more thing that I need that I cannot find that I will explain in a little while, that I'm still waiting for, but that's getting like franken-planned, so it's not really a big deal. So I already took pictures of what you see in front of you, plus a couple other planners. They're going to go up on Instagram. You will have seen them by now if you follow me on Instagram, and they're a little misleading on purpose, because I like to have fun. Excuse me. It is very early in the morning. Alright, so I'm going to move some of these, and we're going to start talking about some of them, and then move into the rest of them, because there's too much on this table for me to be able to coherently discuss what we're doing with them. Right now, what we're looking at is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We're currently looking at 20 planners. I am not using 20 planners. Not all at once. So let's just start and I'll explain. Okay, so the first thing is the easiest. This is my social media planner. You are used to seeing this. You know that I love this planner. I have every intention, like I have November and December in here. Let's get to a December we haven't used yet. Where are we? Well, we haven't used this one yet. Okay, so this is going to continue to be my social media planner. This goes all the way to December, so it's going to take something massive to get me out of this one, and that would probably be if it becomes too small, in which case I'll move to a large sized dashboard, which I believe I bought and is here somewhere, and if not, they're not difficult to come by. So social media planner is staying, so that's planner number 1. Next planner, you guys know how excited I was to get this. All right. Oh, and I've been going through, I mentioned in 1 or 2 of the videos when come here, when I was unboxing not unboxing, during planner prep, I said if you see things you know you're going to want to put in a planner, if you have the ability to pick them up, go put them with your planner, not get distracted and come back and do what you're doing, then do that. And since I had all, or at least most, of my planners down here already, just waiting for that, like that's not going to stay there, but I just want to hook it in because when I was moving these to the table, things were falling all over the place. So anyway, so this is the meal planner. This is, you're probably not going to see this a lot. I might do like a meal planning spread once in a while, but really probably not. I'm trying to figure out how to set this up where you can see things. So with this you get the monthly, which I might use once we solidify a week or 2 of meals, just to write them in as an overview. But then here's recipes and ingredients. I probably won't use that. The shopping list, the grocery list, we know I love that solid pad, so I'm probably going to use that. So this starts with the end of December and the beginning of January. And since I don't currently have a meal planner that I like, I will be starting with this week. That's a big thing. Everybody keeps asking on videos, are you going to start with December 27th in your new planner, or are you going to start with January 3rd? And some people are going to do both, which sounds too much work for me. Some people have some creative ideas for what they're going to do with one versus the other, like kind of do an end of the year recap with the old planner and then do the new stuff in the new planner. So since I don't have a old planner in this sense, this will be starting December 27th, which is the first day. No, I have the 27th off. I go back to work on the 28th. So between the 26th and the 27th, we're going to be figuring out meals for this week. And hopefully this week, I have a meat delivery coming December 22nd. I order from a wholesaler from like local farms and stuff. My furnace just kicked on, in case you're wondering what that annoying noise is. It shouldn't be on for too long though, because I only turned the temperature up 1 degree. It gets hot down here and everybody else is still asleep, so I'm not too concerned with, I just didn't want to be freezing. So that's what I'm going to do with this. You might see this once in a while. If I decide to decorate it, I will, you know, show it on Instagram, or I might pull it out in a video. But for the most part, this is because the whole reason I got this is A, meal planning has worked for us in the past, and I like knowing what's for dinner. And I like knowing what's for dinner for the simple fact that the question I hate hearing the absolute most every day is, what's for dinner? What's for dinner tomorrow? What's for dinner the day after that? I hate it. So this is going to live upstairs, and if anyone dare ask me that question, I'm going to put my hands over my ears and then I'm going to point at it. The answers are in here. This is not the Bible. The answers to everything else are in the Bible. This is where your dinner questions will be answered. So that's mostly going to live upstairs. You're not going to see that a whole lot, but you might see it. You'll probably see this one more often than that one. So this is the recipe collection. And I really like this because I have bought several recipe planners over the years, and I don't like any of them. None. So in this planner, all the pages are neutral, which I know everybody loves neutral, but I have a bunch of these that I had bought. I don't know if it was an extension pack or just a paper pack, or if I had bought a previous meal planner and it just didn't work for me, but the pages are classic sized. They are pretty much exactly the same as this, but they are in color. So I'm going to be mixing those in with these, and I'm going to be changing some of these tabs, like not the dividers so much as I'm going to use my Brother label maker and change some of these tabs, because I don't have a canning planner, and I need a section for my canning recipes. Did I bring them down here? I brought a couple down here so that you guys can see what I've been doing. So I had a tiny little recipe planner, right? This is like a recollections type deal, and I made this recipe up out of stuff in my garden in 2020. And my kids love it, and they ask for it every year. So I always have to grow these vegetables because my kids like wait half the summer or more to get Garden Adventure. That's what they named it, so that's what it's called. So that's like an actual meal that's related to my gardening. So this is the canning recipe for sweet onion jam, and this is the recipe for cranberry relish jam, which it took me 3 years of testing to take my actual cranberry relish recipe and turn it into a safe canning recipe. Now, this is what's called Rebel canning. I'm going way too far into this, I know. I'll be done in a second. You could scrub ahead like 60 seconds or something if you want. So it took me a long time to come up with this. I've sent it in to be approved, but because the FDA gives so little money for canning testing, I don't know how long that will be, but I'm super proud of that. Everybody loves this, unless they don't love cranberries to begin with. I'm very excited about getting it down on a nice piece of paper in an organized way, as opposed to on this. I think this is just pages I tore out of some random notebook I was using. And then this is my homemade tomato sauce. And the directions for how to actually, like my process for making the sauce, are upstairs on like 20 sticky notes. So I just brought this down to show you guys what I'm talking about, that I'm going to be adding in these sections. Because like some of them are silly to me. Main dishes, side dishes, okay. Favorites, I don't really need favorites. I know what their favorites are. They're just going to be in here. Soups and salads, not salads, but soup definitely. But a lot of that soup gets canned. So what I'm going to do is have the soup recipe and then have, like, let's say I put homemade chicken soup or homemade turkey soup right here. The next page would be the canning recipe for canning, like, the meat, if I made a lot of meat and I want to can that separately, or canning the actual soup. You cannot can pastas and rices and things like that, but you can can the actual soup. And then if you wanted a starchy pasta type thing to go in it, I don't personally, but if you did, you just add that in when you warm up your jar of soup. And then there's this one, which is healthy, which cracks me up because I eat keto, so it's all healthy. So this will probably like be sacrificed for a canning section. Breakfast is not really a thing here. You know, there's some stuff I'll put in here, but for the most part, not a thing. I would probably actually move this to like side dishes or miscellaneous or something like that. Desserts, believe it or not, there are a lot of keto desserts, so that will be staying. And oh look, a miscellaneous section. So the breakfasts can go in here, and then that can be another canning section. So which order I'm going to put them in, I'm not entirely sure yet. But we'll get there, because we haven't gotten to the setup videos yet. I can tell you that this is going to come out and go in with my half sheets until a time comes where I actually need this, because I am so in love with those block pad shopping lists. You have no idea. As soon as they start going on clearance places, they are all mine. I am getting them. So that's going to be coming out. So this is going to be one of my favorite things, and will be another thing that lives upstairs, but will make appearances if you guys are interested in seeing recipes and stuff like that. Just let me know in the comments if you want to see them. And like I said, I still need to know. I only got one response. If you guys want a separate channel for the canning, the cooking, the gardening, let me know. Okay, so this is going to be my garden planner this year, and gardening season, I mean, I'm already placing seed orders, so, well, I'm placing them in my head. I'm making lists. So this is going to be my garden planner this year. It says my garden is my happy place. I love this. Last year I just used one of the floral planners and tried to convert it into a garden planner, and it didn't really work out well for me. I am going to swipe a perpetual calendar from one of the other planners, because I do use that in my gardening planner. So here's the tabs for the months. We'll go through setting this up. So the currently page has like gardening ideas, important dates, and then I'll be loading pages in here with like sketch ideas and possibly stuff I plan out of I have gardening software. So there's projects and dates and all kinds of stuff in here that are pretty useful, and then you do actually get your week, which I have to date, which I'm totally fine with that because I have so many books to date things. Plus you saw my sticker book of dates and months and numbers, letters. I have no shortage of things I can date planners with. So, but I am interested in figuring out how to best utilize these pre-printed watering, sunlight, fertilizer, turning the soil. You don't turn your soil. Don't do it. Don't do it unless you want a garden full of weeds. Do not do it. Put compost on top. Put new, really good garden soil on top. Don't turn that dirt. You will not be happy with the results. Don't do it. If you don't believe me, go watch. There's a guy from Scotland named Hugh. I can't remember his last name right now. And Charles Dowding. And they will explain to you in very simple, understandable terms why you should not do that. And their results are amazing. You'll understand why. So anyway, And they're on YouTube, by the way. They also have books. They have online courses. So I just love this planner. So this is going to be the gardening planner. I think when I unboxed this, I told you guys about my weird gardening zone issue. So this is stuff from last year's gardening companion pack and this year's gardening companion pack. And this, I think, came out of a memory planner that I bought solely for the cover and the discs. If you guys can find the video, the guts of that memory planner are up for giveaway. You just gotta find the video, and if you want it, let me know. It's yours, free of charge. I'll even pay the shipping. US only, just because international shipping is such a disaster right now. Okay, so we got through those planners. The gardening one, you may see more often. We'll see. But the other ones, the food-related ones, probably not so much. The next planner on my list is the mini dashboard Mistmaker. And it really doesn't matter. This could have been a vertical layout. It could have been a horizontal layout. I still would have purchased this one because it's adorable. It's getting better discs. I don't like the discs. And it definitely needs metal because this is going to be living in my purse. I go places all the time and people tell me things. I need to be somewhere. I need to do something. And I write it down on like a scrap of paper and then I forget because I lose a scrap of paper or I just forget. So I did grab an envelope, and the envelope is going to go in here and it's going to serve two purposes. And the first purpose will be telling me what page I'm on, because it's kind of hard to miss the plastic envelope. And the second is if I do scribble something down on a piece of paper, or someone gives me a business card, something like that, I can pop it in here, and then when I get home I can do whatever I need to do with it, transfer info to my other planner, whatever. So this is basically going to live in my purse. It's probably never going to be decorated. I mean, maybe, and if it does, I'll show it to you. In fact, I got bored the other day. I don't really know where to franken plan this in right now, but since I have you here, and since I just did this because I was bored, I figured, why not show it to you? I have to sit in on a lot of meetings at work, and the majority of them, like, most of the conversation doesn't even pertain to me, which makes me wonder why I get dragged into these things. So I took a planner that was sitting here and I did that. So my guess is that January starts, 27th through the 2nd. So I'm just gonna glue these in here just because this was something fun to do while I was bored. Nobody knew I was doing it. I think I grabbed all the 2 sticker books that sit like right here. So I guess really I should move this to here. But that's the plan for this one, to live in my purse. So let's get this off, because since it starts next week, 2 weeks. I might as well just chuck it in my purse now. I'll stick a couple of pieces of mini note paper in the front, since this doesn't actually start until January. Or I suppose I could grab 2 weeks of December out of that other one where I stole these from. But yeah, so that's going to be the one that hangs out in my purse for all the things that I forget, but I'm going to have to change the discs. So when we go through planner setup, we'll change the discs. Alright, so the next thing. This is my current wellness planner. And let's see, because I do have December in here. Which week is this? So, alright, so I started setting this one up, but I haven't quite gotten here yet. I'm still doing the prior week. So I have like the basics set up. I didn't keep going. And it has to be dated, obviously. So far, this feels like this is workable. Having to decorate and redate everything every week is starting to feel a little tedious. So I have two choices. I can go through and redate like 3 months at a time, so they're already dated and ready to go, and I just have to decorate and write in my stuff. Or if it gets to the point where I don't want to use it for that anymore, which would be a shame, because even though these are plastic discs, I do adore them, and I like the cover very much. Worst comes to worst, I can switch to this standard wellness planner that I picked up at Target. There's a video, I think I did Target and Walmart, maybe even Joann's. I went to a couple stores. This is generally, like, this is January, but this is what the wellness layout looks like in the actual wellness planner. And then this is how I have it modified in here. So I took some of their sections, but not all of them, and I always did this kind of thing with the sidebar, and now it's all just the information that I want for every day, and I like that. And yes, there are blank spaces. Sometimes I'm not perfect. If I really dislike that wellness planner, I do have this undated one that I'm like in love with, and I could always switch to this. I would have to date it, but I think since the days are already here and like this stuff would already be here, and I do this whole sidebar, I cover that anyway, it probably wouldn't be as big of a hassle as the teacher layout for converting. So that's just like two options. So it's not like, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's not like it wouldn't get used. It would totally get used. The problem would be the 2022 dated one, which makes me think that I should probably, if I switch back to a classic size, go with that one, because the undated one I can use any year and it's gorgeous, so it's definitely going to get used. Alright, the next planner in this stack is a dated 2022 vertical layout. It's got clear glitter discs. You guys have seen all of these planners in, there's the scissors, my videos as I was unboxing them. And one of the things I had said when I unboxed this was, I don't know what I'm going to use this for, but I'm going to use it. And about 20 minutes after I did that video, I realized what I was going to use it for. So I don't save all of them. I save some of them for my little projects. So this one, hey, good job. Plans are dreams in the making. So they are. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I have stuff in here. So I have the Planner Babe bookmark, and I have the, I think this was Biz Babe, might be Planner Babe, stuff, filler paper, sticky notes, some stickers, and a folder to hold the stickers. So like I said, throwing things into planners as I'm like, oh, I need this one for that. I didn't do it with all of them, I did it with some of them. So this has a lot of color. I love neutral planners, but I do also like color, and this is the kind of planner that I enjoy. So here's the 2022 January monthly. I hardly ever use the monthlies, as we all know. And then here's the end of December, the beginning of January. This planner is going to be for business, not my day job. business, and that's something that we will talk about down the road, but that is coming. See, there's a whole family business coming, actually. So I need some place to organize all of that, and this will probably get frankenplanned with daily sheets and possibly like notebook pages, maybe from notes and plans, to just put things in here that I need. So that's what this is going to be for, because I do like, you know, the big size planners. So let me put these things back in here, and that is what this one will be for. This is my new faith planner for 2022. As I've previously explained, I have been using a classic faith planner, and it's not enough room for me. I do have a faith notebook, and it, you know, it's basically a notebook with faith-ish looking paper, and I'm gonna have to fix this with the undo. And I use that for like sermon notes and church stuff, and if I need more space, if I'm doing a very specific Bible study, things like that. And when that runs out, I just throw in more paper. So I threw in a couple of bookmarks. This one I don't even think is a faith bookmark, but I like it. So it's going in here because it says do good and good will come to you. And I like that. And someday it will go in the planner. This will be getting swapped out for metal discs. It will also become part of a transformer planner, which we will discuss when we do planner setup. I dropped this stuff. There's actually sticky notes that I dropped that are too far under the desk. I have to have one of my kids get them for me because I can't reach them without injuring myself. And I had more stickers that I wanted to put in here. And right now I don't know where I put those. So there's usually sticky notes here too. And then there's usually extra notebook paper here too. Did I put stuff in the back? No. So I just haven't pulled out the notebook paper yet. So this is a very neutral, like for faith planners, I'm used to there being color. And this is super neutral except for the dividers. So this is going to be like a color challenge. Definite color challenge. So this is going to get metal discs, and this is going to require more decoration than usual, but I have every single faith sticker book except for one. So anyway, this is my faith planner. You guys may see this from time to time if I do spreads. And then if those don't go over well, I guess I could not do the spreads. We'll see what happens. This was the nicest looking one of the ones that were available. And you've heard me talk about before, I don't actually use the soap layout. Like, I'll usually cover these things up. I do like the dots up here because I've been making my own dots, so I like that. And this all gets covered, so the fact that it's dot and lined is not a big deal. For me, anyway. Okay, now, you guys have seen like 3 or 4 of these. These are the big size Papillon daily planners. And the reason I like this is because I can think of so many ways that I can use this. And I have the refill packs. If you've been around for a while, you know that I have 2 full years of daily sheets just in this kind of planner. I have 3 or 4 of the actual planners, and then I have enough extension packs on top of that so that I have 2 years worth. Now, this was accidental except for the last 3 months, 4 months worth, which I intentionally bought to get to the 2-year mark once I realized that's where I was. So this has nothing stuck in it. It is obviously undated because it is daily sheets. So you get your monthly tab stickers, you get a piece of paper, there's no perpetual calendar, and you jump right into a month. And it's got decoration down the middle, which is fine with me, and a butterfly, which is totally fine with me. And then these are the pages. So if you get sick of the butterfly, you can just cover it up with something. You can cover up whatever you want, change these however you want, but they are colored. The refills are gray, which I'm not thrilled about. So I'll probably be switching back and forth between colorful pages and gray pages, just to break it up, and so that when all the colored ones are gone, I don't feel the need to go buy more, because I don't want to keep buying more. I already told you guys to yell at me if I do that. It does have metal discs. They're not an offensive gold disc. I don't know if that's because they changed the formula on these things, or if it just goes that well with this cover. But I'm not going to be changing those out. I am going to be pulling pages out of this and then putting them back in, you know, depending on what they're for. If I use them for my day job, they'll stay with that planner. But if I'm just using them for, like, you know, I have to do these things today, like a Saturday or something, or a day off, and I got to do these things, the kids have to do these things, here's the chores, you know, that kind of thing, then they'd probably go back in here. So how that's going to work out, I haven't really figured out yet, but these have multiple uses for me, so I'm very excited about that. Stay. Alright, and then there is the work planner, which will be the first, maybe the second or third move-in video that we're going to do. As soon as I saw this planner, I knew this was my work planner for 2022. I just had to have it. It was too pretty. And I need pretty things at work. So, this is my work planner for this year. This is gorgeous. It's blue. It's got the silver. It's got the metal discs. I love this planner. Everything about this planner. I love it. So you've got your usual hello, you've got your perpetual calendars. This does have some color, and this does have some flowers. So if I don't like the flowers, I can cover them up. But they do also seem to match the dividers, so I may not want to do that. I mean, it's a currently page. I don't really use that for work. I don't really use the monthly for work. I use the weeklies. So when I decorate the first spread in here, this will be the one that we're doing. So then, like, you go to February, and like the flowers match the divider. So since I don't really use these pages, this is not a big deal for me, and they can stay, and it's fine. So, like, and here's purple, and purple foil, which I thought was amazing. So yeah, so this is going to be my work planner. My current work planner lives in one of the Happy Planner Deluxe snap front covers. It's the pink one. It has words on it. I'm not big on that. So I have a black one in a box, and that's probably going to go with this one, and that should contrast nicely between the gorgeous planner and the black cover. I think that'll go pretty well. Alright, we're starting to get to the end. Alright, so this one I'm kind of annoyed with. So, backstory. I had purchased this last year on clearance because my handwriting, as you have seen, is completely atrocious. And my plan was to use it to improve my handwriting. As you can see, I have not used it at all, not a bit. So I decided I would do the same thing this year. Now, originally I was not going to buy this because I already had one, and I'm not, like, this is not a planner to me. There's no planning going on in here. This is a handwriting workbook. That's what this is. So it will start here, and we'll just continue to go from there. And it is horizontal, so you can write out, like, there's word challenges and stuff like that, but I think I need to get used to writing the letters before I go, you know, trying to do word challenges. You have to get good at the strokes. So this planner, I checked, everything is exactly the same, except this one is neutral and that one is more colorful. Not that this one doesn't have, you know, color in places, but for the most part it is gray. The other one is colorful. So my plan is basically to work through the pages in January at whatever rate I want, and then work through the pages in January from the prior year planner, thus getting double the practice. So I don't want to franken plan them together though, because that's kind of difficult to do. I mean, I could just, like, you know, get to the end of January and pop in the other January, and then so on and so forth. I think it would get pretty bulky. So we'll see. But something like that is going to go on with these, because the handwriting needs to get under control. Now the next thing is my journal. So I journal on a horizontal, classic sized Disney planner, because the cover is like 3 characters that I associate with me and 2 of my friends, and I like that cover. And that has enough pages to go, I believe, through June. And then because it's an 18 month, so then when January comes around, or when July comes around and the new 18-month planners are out, I could pick a new 18-month planner. I also have an undated Disney that I could use as an extension of that. If I get sick of Disney, I have this undated planner, which is very pretty, is horizontal, and everything is gray. Now, I don't generally decorate my journal a whole lot. Once in a while, I'll throw in a couple stickers or something. But for the most part, it's just writing. So dated or undated doesn't really, you know, I mean, I can handwrite in a date. It's not a big deal. So that is the journal backup, if I need journal backup. And you guys remember this planner? This was the, oh my god, I absolutely have to have this planner, and I've been popping things in here. I don't know that I necessarily need the folder. I think it was to keep the paper straight. And I do absolutely love this planner. It is colorful. It's the kind of, like I was talking about with the larger, I think it's just a larger version of this. This is really the kind of thing that makes me happy, and it has these, I guess they're champagne colored, like they're the lighter colored discs. Do I have the Mickey champagne discs down here? No, of course not. So I can't compare them, but I think that's what these might be. Maybe not, but whatever they are not offensive like the usual gold metal discs that go on things, and they definitely don't bug me like these discs do. Now you're also going to recognize this planner. This is Stephanie's planner from 2021 that I had given away. Regretted giving away. Like, I didn't regret giving it away. I regretted not immediately going and finding another one for myself, because I really wanted this planner. So this planner is pretty much, aside from the fact that it's for a different year, it is pretty much set up the same. So this is the 2021 and this is the 2022. So what I'm going to do, changes December 27th and continue. Okay, so that was to redate this. Alright, so basically I have 2 choices. I can redate this entire planner, as I have apparently already made notes for myself to do so. Or I can take the covers off this planner and put them on this planner and put this cover on this planner and a big sticky on here that says redate. So I went through a whole bunch of future calendars online, and these dates will be exactly the same in 2027. I really doubt that I'm going to hold on to this until 2027, but if they don't come out with a planner like this next year that I really like, then I could redate this. So just to save myself a ton of time, what I'm going to do is basically swap out the covers and then put a big note on it. So, why don't we just do that right now? Because that is in fact what is going to happen. So, alright, so put this one. Maybe I should have taken the cardboard off first. You think? I probably should have. Okay, so I'll pop this cover on here. And this cover onto here. And the best part about this is there is no date on the front, so really I can put, if I really want to, this cover on my catch-alls for, you know, the foreseeable future. No, ooh, excellent glue dot on that one. Alright. We want to pull up so that you don't damage things, unless it's the back cardboard, in which case you really don't care if you damage it. Alright. So, like, see, they're very similar. This one goes here. So this seemed like the easiest option given the time of year it is and the similarities in these planners and the fact that, oops, what did I do wrong here? Alright, now I'm starting to lose my mind a little. Okay, so this is the 2022 planner. This is the back, isn't it? Yes, for the 2022 planner. At least now it is. Okay, I don't know how I managed that, but I managed that. And then we'll pop this one, yeah, because it says Plan a Happy Life on the inside. So we'll pop this one on here. And for right now, I know what this is, but I'm going to be popping a sticky on here that says that this is the 2021 Stephanie Fleming Happy Planner, and that it needs to either be redated or hold on to it until 2027. Probably gonna redate it as soon as they don't come out with one that looks like this. Alright, so this is gonna go over here. Alright, so this is my catch-all, which gets Franken and Transformer planned, by the way. So these are things I wanted to have in here. My lovely recycling pile, which will go over there. So this with the pretty metal discs, which totally matched this cover, which made me very happy too. And I need to get some undo on this for that glue dot, but this makes me very happy and I really like this. So okay, there we go. It's Happy Planner, right? The whole point is to be happy. All right, now there's, okay, before we get to that one, there is this one. So this is the home body, and this is from the Undated winter collection that just came out. So this has a monthly layout in it, and it's undated. So I like undated simply because I can only, I can, if I want to Franklin plan this into something, I can. I like that it has all these checklists. So I'm thinking I'm going to get the 2022 dated monthly, because it's super cheap right now. There's your stickers. And Franken plan this in with my catch-all, and just see how I like that. And then this one's undated. So if I end up hating it, this may end up being given away. Although, maybe not. Maybe I'll just repurpose it. Like, I'm trying to think of some place that I can do my books. Like, I was just going to make sheets for my books. But I suppose, like, I could write the books here and the dates that I read them. But there's no room to, like, write my thoughts on them. So I'd have to put paper in. Still looking for a solution for that. But this will get used in some capacity across possibly 2 different planners this year. Now this is my new budget planner. So if you watched my partial move-in budget planner video, because we talked about this when I did the unboxing. So this is the new budget planner. And, rainbow discs, okay. The cover is okay. The dividers aren't bad. I like those. I don't like this. This is black and white. And honestly, these pages require directions. I'm not thrilled. The weekly expenses, those are useful. This stuff at the bottom, where do I get a gold star? What am I, 5? That doesn't... I mean, if that works for you, cool. You do you. It does not work for me. So, like, try not using any credit cards. No problem. I don't have any. And that's on purpose. So I guess housing, food, personal, like, some of this could be useful, but it can also be distracting and confusing. I think it was Jeanette I was talking to. I'm looking at other budget planners, including printable ones and just printable sheets that I could put into this. So for right now, this is going to be the archive. So this has March in here, and this has my current budget planner, like what's left of it, back here behind this dashboard. And then this is December, so the months are just going to like go back here to be archived. And this is just going to like sit on the shelf and be the archive, and then at the end of the year this should be a complete budget planner. So what I did with this, and the reason I did this was because I love this cover, and I especially love these blue metal discs, and I'm not ready or willing to give them up. So they're staying. So in here you have the front page, you have your overview. I put in a bookmark. It's not the bookmark that's going to stay, but that's the one that I threw in here. This is my December Savings Challenge envelope. This is part of a Patreon I'm in. This is also from a Patreon I'm in. I don't think that you can get this off her Etsy. I think that was for us. And then this is a spending tracker. I have to get better at resizing pages. This one was like a fail when it came to resizing it, but I'll make it work because I don't feel like printing it again. This is a like annual expense tracker. Again, Patreon thing only as far as I know. And this is my vacation savings tracker, which is for Go Wild in 2023. I am not going to make it this year. I didn't think it was going to go off. I'm kind of surprised it is still going off. 2023 seems like a safe bet, and worst comes to worst, I've got a whole bunch of money. So, I have to decide how much these trees represent and write that in here, and then I'm going to write my goal, but I'm going to write my goal with Wild University washi tape. Because that seems appropriate to me, and I might run some down here too. And then there's going to be other savings things that I put in here. and they'll probably live up front. They might live in the back. Perpetual calendar. And January. Well, alright, so that's January, but right now I have December in here. So let's get past December and move to January. And then I have my metal bookmark, which you just saw fly out of here, probably because I only have it stuck to one page. Or, nope, I had it stuck to more than one page, which is why it's flying out of here. Okay. I do love this thing. It's just, I'm not really in, like, using planner mode at the moment. I'm in, you know, flip through it real quick mode. So, again, these are the pages from the new budget planner, so they are very plain. But I do have my reserve of, like, here's another bookmark, and here's a bunch of note paper that's budgeting related, because a lot of times, I use this just to, like, kind of get like a one-page view of this is what I pay for, why am I paying for this, do I want to keep paying for this, that kind of thing. Like, I evaluate that pretty much every month, sometimes twice a month, because I feel like I spend too much on things. So these are pages that I hadn't used, because you get extra weeks and things, so, and they're colorful, so they're back here, and if I want these pages, they will be moving up. And I put in this folder because I like to have some of these stickers with me, and I had gotten these new stickers, which are very plain and blah, but they're useful, so they're also going to go in here. And then this actually has to get its last bit of money put in it and then go in the safe. So that's my budget planner. I'll add a few more things to it and I'll show it to you, but for the most part, this won't be online a whole lot. So like I said, so this one's the archive and this one is the budget planner. So let's go through the stack of actual planners that I'm using as opposed to backups and archives and that kind of stuff for this year, so that we can see it's not quite as many as you were led to believe. I'm going to use this one as a stand-in for my journal because my journal is not here, and I will use this one as a stand-in for my guided journal, which is not here. And if I can get a hold of that yellow one that they have at it's Joann's exclusive, and I haven't been able to find it yet. If you have found it at your store, let me know, because I really want that. But I will be mixing that one in with my current planner. Oh, and there is one more planner missing. My Power Sheets is missing. But that's like a whole different planner animal kind of deal. It's over there where I can't reach it. So pretend my Power Sheets are here. We'll use this one to stand in for the Power Sheets. How's that? Wellness planner. Business planner. Work planner. Daily Sheets planner. I don't know if I want to count this as a planner because I'm going to be taking stuff out of it. I'll count it and you guys let me know if I shouldn't have. And then my Faith planner. Okay, so these can go over here. And then this is my catch-all. This is for my purse. This is my gardening planner. This is not a real planner. This is a recipe book. So it is not going in the actual planner pile. This is the meal planner. Which I will probably, no, because the kids need to be able to find this. So like, if I'm out somewhere and I happen to take my catch-all, and this is Transformer planned into my catch-all, they're not going to know what's for dinner, and I'm going to be getting text messages. So this is going to live upstairs, and that's more like a family planner. Alright, so here's how this goes. Social media planner, meal planner that you guys will never see, that is pretty much controlled by my kids. On-the-go planner, which I just consider a notebook. Catch-all, journal, guided journal, budget. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gardening is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, including my power sheets, and including the daily sheets, which I think I'm going to take out. So it's 14 planners. They're going to get Franken planned, Transformer planned, and I won't actually be like digging through this stack of planners all the time. That would be crazy. So we will go all over that in different setup videos that are coming. I have a couple other things I need to film before I can get to those, but you will get these before 2020. Yeah, I mean, it's really not that hard at this point. It's just there's other stuff coming, need to make plans. So this is all stuff that might go in my wellness planner, and I've had it sitting over there. I think this is probably just going to sit on the shelf and be a grab it when I need it kind of deal. And this isn't like an everyday either. Alright, so there's the stuff for the wellness planner. So we've got 1, 2, I mean, granted, one of these is sitting in for my power sheets, which is like a cross between this size and a classic size. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just like add-in sheets, so we're going to think of it as like a paper pack. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, so technically there's 14. So if you want to throw in this and the recipe planner, then I guess it's 15. Or 16. I don't know. But I'm not going to count this as a planner. It's more like pretty storage for filler paper. These are the planners. The planners are subject to change simply because Happy Planner likes to release stuff all the time and screw with us. That's basically what they do. So unless you're like super attached to a planner like this, like unless you are just like in my budget planner, and like honestly if they came out with one of these that I liked better, I would probably buy the better one, because this was like the best cover I could get. It would be very hard to get me away from this one, I think, or this one. The wellness planner is still up in the air, and then power sheets are definitely not going anywhere, and the lettering is kind of like, I mean, that's not really a planner either. That's just, it's a workbook. It's self-improvement, and it's a place to put that. So we're going to start putting together planners and Franken planners and Transformer Franken planners and stuff like that in upcoming videos really soon. And I think that's it. I think that's it until we start moving into them. So I think that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a couple of your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the year so that I can give away the 2022 Disney Villains Classic Size Planner, its matching sticker book, and a mystery item along with it. So do consider subscribing. I just want to be able to use the community tab. Like, it's 1,000 subscribers to get to that whole monetization thing. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I mean, eventually I'd like to get there, but I really just want to be able to use the community tab to be like, hey, guess what? Everything's 50% off at Michael's today. The community tab would be much easier, and you guys would get alerts for it if you have the alerts turned on. If you don't have alerts turned on, there's a little bell next to the subscribe button, so you can click that. So anyway, yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share it with a couple of your friends. Consider subscribing. Consider turning on your notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next one.